Howdy, howdy, back at it again. I am still not Zach Henke, but I had an idea for another modern Marisa guide that I hadn't seen Zach cover on Classic either, and I thought would be a lot of fun both to make and to watch, and that is Marisa's fake and or funny setups. And I'm going to kind of start with things that are somewhat practical, even though they're not quote-unquote real, and then move towards things that are increasingly gimmicky. And those are things that you probably want to pull out sparingly, but can be fun to have in your toolkit. And so I'm going to start out with the setup where you catch people pressing after they block this. This button is only -3 on block, and since it is on less than -4, it's only -3, you have time to block if they mash after blocking that button. So if I change this so that he mashes, you got time to block. But if they've shown you that they like to mash there, you can catch them with this.
Where are you going? Sweet dreams!
So that can be a fun thing to have in your toolkit. It does lose very hard if they know you're going to do that, or if they just wait and then throw you.
Bad mistake.
Then you lose 3 bars of drive gauge, because you spent 2 to do the OD Scutum, and then you lose another one from the punish counter throw. So incredibly risky, not something you just want to do at random. You want to have them shown you that they want to mash after blocking this, but it can definitely be worth having in your toolkit when you have that read. Moving on to the next somewhat fake but really useful thing, and that is going to be doing a throw after they block one of these. Marisa is only +1 after a drive rush stand heavy punch. So if he mashes on wake up, it beats the throw. Which is why I say this is fake. It's not an actual situation where you have a true strike throw mix up. She would have to be at least +2, and she's only +1. But this is a really valuable thing to establish as an option, because after this happens, then if they've shown you they do like to mash, you can keep it tight. Or if maybe you've already gotten away with this once, or maybe from the very beginning they're afraid of it because they don't know it's fake, they're just good at tech. Then because you're +1, you have time to shimmy there. That wasn't even a remotely optimal combo, but the reward off shimmy is massive. You're Marisa, like, shimmy is what you live for. So establishing that throw early is really valuable, but you need to be aware that it's not a real strike throw mix-up before you run that on offense. The last somewhat real thing that I want to cover is doing one of these after a forward throw. Because if they back roll, they are so far away from you that they have all the time in the world to do a wake up button that will beat your attempt to run that fake Oki. If he were to wake up, drive rush cancel this, the punishment for attempting this is massive. Depending on the timing, sometimes you can trade. Why is that working? Okay, so not entirely fake, as demonstrated by my having difficulty setting the bot to correctly counter it, but they have a lot of time and a lot of space to potentially pick an option that beats you going for this after forward throw. Likewise, going for a drive rush into throw after a forward throw is only a real throw loop at the corner. If they have room to back roll, then you don't have nearly enough time to get to them before they can wake up and hit a button. So be aware, most of the time after forward throw, you need to play more conservatively, you don't just want to go ham, there are different options. Maybe this will be jump, or you just want to walk and take space. Walking and taking space is probably your best option. It's worth being aware that going for this in that situation is not guaranteed. It's not quote-unquote real OP. From there, I'm going to move on to progressively more gimmicky and more of what I would describe as the funny setups. And I'm going to start with the corner command grab resets. A command grab reset is when they're inside a combo and they think they're just waiting for the knockdown, and you do something that cuts the combo short, and instead of knocking them down, it just sets them up so they're once again just standing up in place. And if they don't register they've been reset, a command grab is pretty free. And if they do register they've been reset, for the first couple setups I'm going to show, if you input the command grab immediately, you have enough frame advantage that it will beat them mashing a 4-frame. The first reset setup I have is normally, this is a safe jump. This leaves you plus 42. But if you add one of these at the end, then you're plus 15. Or off of the OD or the heavy dealer, plus 11, plus 11. And a command grab is about 13 frames if you input it as fast as possible. So you have enough frame advantage on any of these to beat a wake up 4-frame with an immediate command grab, but it's the easiest to do off of this one. I say easiest to do, but it's still hard sometimes. Oh my god. Okay, you actually have a little bit too much frame advantage off that one, since the command grab is 13 frames, and you're ahead by 15 frames, which is why I'm getting punish counted there. So I may have spoken too soon with saying that's the easiest one. It might actually be easier when you're plus 11. There it is. There it is. So you get the idea that any of those, you can just unexpectedly end your combo short and put them in command grab. A lot of times, you'd rather just get the knockdown and go for the Oki. Again, I'm not recommending any of the stuff in this video really as your main strategy, but it's called funny setups for a reason. Command grab setups are fun and funny. Now, so far we've gone through that one, that one, that one. All of those, you can hit them with the command grabs so that it beats buttons on their landing. The next one I'm going to demonstrate, the command grab does not beat buttons. And that is, instead of resetting them with stand heavy punch, you reset them with an uncharged back heavy punch. Because normally, off of one of these, you charge it to continue your combo. You can go into Gladius there or whatever. Likewise for this. But if you don't charge it, instead of continuing the combo, you get a reset. And it leaves you plus 16. Plus 15 there. The timing can be a little weird since you're not charging it, and it's, again, a finicky reset. Let's see if I get plus 15 again. Plus 14. It depends on when you do the uncharged punch as they're falling. You'll get the reset regardless, but the frame data is a little more finicky. I think you're supposed to do it immediately. Yeah, and then you're plus 16, and that should be pretty consistent. Plus 17. It's a little finicky. It's called a funny setup for a reason. But the interesting thing there is, while the command grab is not auto-timed, and they can mash out of it, if they decide they're going to jump, and you know they're going to jump, maybe you've already run a reset once in the set, and they jumped it, and you're like, okay, if I do it again, they're probably going to jump again, you can get some interesting counterplay. In particular, off of the reset with this. If you immediately start charging one of these, it'll beat the jump, and if you get the timing right, you can actually get a grounded combo. If you get the timing wrong, like I just did, you just get a knockdown because they juggle them out. And if you do it right, I know it's possible because I've done it. There it is. And you can get your big combo extensions off that. So again, not something I'd recommend doing all the time. The vast majority of the time, if you're in a combo from this or a combo from this, you're just going to want to continue your combo. But it's something worth throwing in there. And if they've shown you they're going to jump, then it is possible to beat the jump with potential combos if you get it right. The other interesting thing you can do, if you think they're going to jump, is immediately after the reset, start charging a crouching heavy punch, and you can get a huge juggle combo out of that situation. And because they jumped the command grab setup, they're eating over 57% with a bunch of modern scaling thrown into that combo I just did. And that's not even the only combo you can do. So this is a potentially strong option if they've shown you they're going to jump. The other advantage of that as a hard read is that on block, you are only -3. So that's equivalent to this. So you are safe on block after this. Technically, if you wanted to get really messy with your funny setups, and you know they like to mash, then you can actually go for this thinking they'll jump, say they just block, and do that again. I don't recommend that. Now we're really like hard reads inside hard reads. The downside of going for this to beat the jump is that if they don't jump after the reset and instead they do mash, which would lose to the command grab, then gotta get it to stop blocking. You're getting hit. So that's the thing about these being funny setups, is you're really rolling the dice with a lot of hard reads. And Marisa can be very volatile. She doesn't have the best defense. So you don't want to constantly put yourself in 50-50s. I'm just going to continue to say, I'm not recommending this as a main strategy. I don't want to be known as that Marisa player who was like, you should just play like it's let's go gambling all the time. This is called a funny setups video for a reason. The other interesting thing you can do, if you are confident, perhaps because they've already done it once already, that they're going to try to jump out of the corner after the reset, is if you preemptively also jump after the reset and do your target combo. You'll notice the second hit whiffs there, because it's kind of an interesting situation where you were in the air before they were. So instead of doing the target combo, if you only do one jump medium punch, then if you time it correctly, you can immediately go into an auto-timed charge back heavy punch Gladius, or charge back heavy punch into basically anything, any combo extension you want there, and get a huge combo off of correctly reading that they were going to jump, like this. And that wasn't even a full extension.
Now you know.
The route into level 2 there, weirdly, if you actually want to do level 2 off the Gladius. You want to get the full extension. Totally cash out there off the hard read. I want to land this in a real tournament so bad, but it's so reliant on conditioning around this weird niche reset scenario. It's just not something that's going to come up a lot. I do think the fact that that combos is really incredibly neat. Checking my notes on what my next category was. Aha, the Phalanx side swap setups. These were things that I mostly found by accident. In particular, off of this. If you then whiff medium Phalanx, you side swap, and you're plus enough that you can hit him with one of these. So let me turn off his reversal after damage here. Wake up reversal, crouch light punch. Alright. You can't see the side swap in the corner, so I'm gonna put this back at the center of the screen. Oh man. It's still too close to the corner. Alright. Okay, if he back rolls, it's not a side swap, is what happens. If he doesn't back roll, it side swaps. I'm gonna turn off back roll for a second just so you can see that. Yep, dust it up. Got my combo, but you get the idea that you can get an interesting, weird little setup there. I'm gonna turn off him mashing real quick just so we can see the frame data. Leaves you +9. So technically, you could also beat wake up buttons with one of these, but it's really difficult, at least for me, to hit confirm that into the heavy Dima. So I would go for the target combo if you're actually going to use that. That works off of OD Dima into drive rush, heavy kick target combo as I just showed. But that also weirdly works if, and this happened for me dropping my combos early in my development with Marisa, that I was trying to do this. But I ended up dropping the normal off the drive rush, so what I got was... Wait a minute. That can't have been it. I know it had to do with whiffing Phalanx. Did I just whiff the Phalanx raw? Maybe that was what happened. Yeah, I think that was what it was. Yeah, because that leaves you +8. And even with back roll, you're close enough there to hit him with the target combo. So that could be another weird, interesting little thing. It's, again, more gimmicky. There's so many other things you can do if you want to just end your combo off of just this. You can jump forward and do a true 50-50 between this and a command grab. That'll both beat wake up buttons. But if for some reason you want to do the funny setup, now you got another funny setup. Another thing that I like to do with command grab that is really fake and yet somehow works on a lot of people is in the corner after the command grab knockdown.
Where are you going? Sweet dreams.
You're +18. You have time to drive rush into one of these. I think that beats wake up jab. I'm going to check real quick before I eat my words.
Where are you going? Sweet dreams. I have you.
Yeah, it does. So obviously on hit, you get a combo there. But a lot of times, people are just going to want to block. And on hit or on block, but I'm going to demonstrate on block, you can kind of get a fake command grab throw loop going here.
Where are you going? Strike dreams! Stand still!
Oh wait, he's still mashing on wake up.
Where are you going? Strike dreams! I have you!
So that hits meaty. He's now locked in place. Often I find after people block the first hit, they're expecting the full target combo. Sometimes they'll even parry if they suddenly see the combo drop because they think you're going to do another normal, and you can hit him with another command grab.
Strike dreams!
And I find that really messes with people. And eventually they might start mashing, and you can just get this to hit on their wake up. Or sometimes they'll have, since they already showed you they're committed to blocking, if they block this, then I'll just run the even faker. This is the next category I'm going to get into. Command grab into command grab.
Where are you going? Strike dreams!
You are plus 18 here.
Where are you going? Strike dreams!
And that is... I'm going to have a hard time. How much is just the drive rush?
I have you!
Drive rush is like 15 frames. And it's a 13 frame command grab. So, like, command grab into command grab, even in the corner, I believe. This is fake. This is not real. Stop letting me do this Q on range.
Where are you going?
It is sometimes timed in such a way that even though you're going for command grab, you'll get armor. And there are a couple of niche situations, like if Zangief were to wake up level 2, where if you were drive rushing into command grab, the command grab won't come out and you'll have time to block because the super is so slow. But overwhelmingly, not a real setup, especially mid-screen, where I will go for this because I can.
Where are you going? Strike dreams!
You see there, I'm not even going to get the armor, because if he back rolls, I'm not close enough for it to trigger armor. I'm just going to get hit out of it. It's not real. It's not real. I don't know why people let me do it. But if somebody has shown you that they're willing to play passive, that they're willing to just block on wake up, or better yet, if they like to parry on wake up, if they keep going for perfect parry, it's a beautiful call out, because then you get the punish counter command grab. Let me set this to... Comment. Drive parry.
Where are you going? Strike dreams! Where are you going? Strike dreams!
But the command grab loops are not real. I'm just going to continue to emphasize that. They're fun as hell. I love them, but they should not be over-relied upon. They can mash out. If they're a character with fast walk speed like Akuma, I had Big Bird call me out on this in my recent replay review video that you should check out. They can just walk back on their wake up and it will cause the command grab to whiff. Not a real setup. Not a real setup. Alright, what is my next category here? We went through command grab loops. Aha! This is a bit of a weird reset. I can't remember who on Twitter I found it from. It might have been Shozan. Shozan is the god of the funny Marisa setups. You can get a reset in the weirdest possible way. And that leaves you plus 11. So if you did a command grab immediately and it carried them to the corner so that you're close enough, command grab would beat wake up buttons there. Otherwise, I would say if you're trying to beat mashing, go for this, go for this. But it's another weird reset to have in the repertoire. I don't foresee myself using it in bracket, especially because you can already get a safe jump off of this. If you whiff a jab before the jump, or if you just empty jump, then you get a true 50-50, just like off of this, between a knee and a command grab. But the video is called Funny Setups, so there's another one. Now this one I'm likely to screw up executing, because the timing's a little tight, so I might not actually be able to get it to work, but I think it's worth mentioning. Off of the OD Phalanx wall splat. if you whiff a light Gladius there, it leaves you plus 14. So you are plus enough for a command grab to beat Wake Up Buttons. But I guarantee you I will drop this if I set him right now to do Wake Up Buttons. Yeah, because you're just a little bit too plus by like an extra frame. So if you do it immediately, you'll get hit out of it. But if you delay it too much, then it doesn't work at all. I'm gonna get hit out of it. So not something that I personally find reliable, but based on the frame data at least, it's an interesting reset, especially because it looks like a dropped combo. Because normally that would combo, but here the Gladius whiffs. I have two more funny setups to cover, and one of them is my probably favorite funny setup in the game. And that is that you can get a reset in the corner off of a heavy Dima by only doing the first hit, not the follow-up, and then doing a crouch jab. So you can end up like this. Leaves you plus 17. There are some buttons you can hit there, but that would beat mashing. In my experience, people really don't mash. If anything, they're going to parry there, which is the risk. But basically, every time I do that particular reset, it's to catch them with the drive impact and extend my combo. Because, say, I'm going to set this so that he doesn't heal real quick. So he's still above half health. Maybe I'm in a situation where I really wanted to be able to kill. And he's below half health. So if you can catch them with that, and in my experience, it'll usually only work once per set because then they know. It's an interesting way to get the surprise DI into wall splash. I find this especially useful if your opponent is in burnout. Because then you can get the stun. I think it's probably the most useful gimmick in this video, or maybe it's just that I really like it. Either way, I think it's a cool thing to know Marisa can do. A lot of times I'll hit somebody with that, even other Marisa players, and they're like, I've never seen that before, I had no idea she could do that. So it's a cool thing to have. The last one that I'm going to talk about is very often people will try to do reversals in the gap between Marisa's medium punch target combo on block and any Gladius that you're going to do there. And if you don't charge Gladius, it'll lose to the Shoryu. Even charging it, many characters, Ken is one, where it'll still lose to the Shoryu. You have to charge the OD version to beat the Shoryu. But in the corner, you can end up in a weird situation where if they shore you and instead of doing a Gladius off the target combo, you do a DI, you get this. And you can get weird, awesome combos off of that. It varies depending on which DP you just beat. I haven't tested all the characters' DPs. I don't know that it works on everyone, and I know the height is different depending on which character it is. But just as an example combo, and that is going to be it for funny setups, some command grab resets, some weird Phalanx side swaps, some setups into drive impact. There's a lot of interesting, quirky stuff you can do with Marisa. I think the most interesting routes you have in something like this is once you establish the reset gimmick, that then you can beat the jump with this or with this. There's just a lot to play with in terms of mind games and metagaming. And Marisa can be fairly linear in her approach to this game, so adding some, like, Walmart version of set play to the character can be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Any and all support is super appreciated, and we recently hit 1,000 subscribers, but I still need to get the watch hours for this to be a YouTube partner channel and move towards having additional features like polls in the community tab and being able to monetize the channel, which enables me to continue putting time into this. For the moment, there is a donation link in the video description, and any donations enable me to continue to do this, enable me to continue to enter locals. I've been looking for work after getting laid off for several months now, so every donation really means a lot and genuinely helps and is felt. I really appreciate everybody's support. I'm glad people are still playing Marisa, still learning Marisa, especially modern Marisa. And Fem Shep Owl, when in doubt, Gladius.